Untargeted, live Untargeted, on Facebook. Waiting for YouTube to kind of go through.
Catch
I
up.
didn't even get like a screen today. Like I didn't even bother like changing to like something interesting.
I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed.
Whatever. Actually, let me turn off my VPN. This off. Oh, I think we're all live now. That's good.
All right, I think I'm getting just terrible at swipe now because every time I try to like post anything with a swipe, it does not say anything close to what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, you mean the text messaging app?
I tried to swipe live and it was like love. What?
It's like no, it's not what I'm saying. Man. Fuck out of here. God. Yeah, it's hilarious. Alrighty. Yeah, actually, let me go ahead and pull up Facebook right now. My computer's acting a little. Every time I start this, the live stream gets a little bit funky. So.
Oh, while you're doing that this evening, I have a Breckenridge bourbon port cask.
Damn.
It's very good. Very good.
That looks nice. That's very classist for grown man right there.
That's exactly what I am. Grown man in a Batman t-shirt.
Yeah. Grown man, we're about to talk about comic book movies. Don't talk about us.
Welcome to my world.
Oh my God. So you know what? Well, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Welcome to the Targeted Podcast. My name is Sahi. That is Nicholas. We are comic book nerds.
Well, you see the hat. Okay, when y'all see the hat, when y'all see the shirt,
stand up a little. Let them see the shirt.
You know we're talking DC Comics. You know we're talking Batman. You know what it is, man.
This guy is overly excited.
You've seen it. I've been waiting for today. A proper Batman movie for a while now, man. The Dark Knight Rises was pretty. I'll just take it back. I'll take it back to the last trilogy. I thought Batman Begins and The Dark Knight were like are classics, right? They're still like probably my favorite two Batman movies, right? Dark Knight Rises was okay. It was a little too much for me, but
okay, we can talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about that towards the end. But yeah, sure.
It kind of lost me towards the end, man. You know what I mean? Like, but this movie right here, even you, I don't even want to go first. I don't even want to provide my thoughts first. You can go first because there's no way you can say, actually, it wasn't that good. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that
tonight. This movie sucked.
If you're in the comments and he says anything like that, man, just laugh his ass off the internet, please. Please.
Well, actually, this movie wasn't that great, and what they did a horrible representation of.
Get the hell out of here! You can't even do that with a straight face. Get the hell out of here, man. This movie was off the chain, man.
I remember me and you arguing about Batman v Superman in that movie.
We did. We still disagree. Yes. We still disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I think history kind of sides with me on that one, but anyway.
You're probably, I mean, hey, I'm in the minority. Yeah. It's a vocal minority, but
yeah.
I'm in the minority.
Yeah, but
I'm in the minority.
Still, it's all good, right? We're here. And okay, do you want to go? I can go first, right?
Well, you're going first. Okay. That way I can destroy any of the negative bullshit that you're about to spew about this amazing movie. So let's go.
Defensive.
Let's go. Yes.
Super defensive.
This was an excellent movie.
It's like you do not talk about this movie. You don't dare talk about the.
I'll go ahead and preface the podcast, the episode tonight by saying that there will be spoilers galore. So hopefully you've already seen it. And if you haven't seen it, but you're planning to, still watch.
Yeah.
Don't turn us off yet.
We can use the support.
We're not going to spoil it that much. We're not going to spoil it that much.
No, so let's go ahead and get started. I was trying to kind of figure out a way to like put the link into the invite, but no one's like it's fine. So let's go ahead and get started. I thought it was a great movie.
Thank you.
I really did. I thought it was a great movie. So like just in bottom line up front, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Like when I first heard it was 3 hours long, I was like, Jesus, right?
I was worried.
And yeah, it was concerning that like you needed like 3 hours is long. Is an investment. It's a quarter of your day, almost.
Bro,
right?
I took the day off to see this. I took the day off to see this movie.
Yeah.
I go see it at 10 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I leave the movie at like 1:30, run one errand. I have time to play with my daughter for an hour and a half, play a half hour of Gran Turismo 7, and then go pick up the other kid. That was my day.
Gran Turismo 7's in my mailbox right now. I need to go pick it up. But anyway, no, it was a long movie, and the beginning was like a little slow, but I mean, it builds, right? And it didn't at the end. It didn't really feel like 3 hours. It's only 3 hours, like right when you got out the theater, because I my theater was I didn't see it in like 3D. I didn't see it in 3D. So, but I mean, that's what I like about movies like that. You don't necessarily need to see it in 3D to kind of really appreciate it, right? I mean, I'm sure it would have added an effect to it, but
I don't even like 3D movies, man.
Yeah,
give me IMAX.
Yeah, but
IMAX.
Yeah, so but I went there, watched. I went there at 4. So I was I just got out of the movie theater like 2 hours ago, frankly. So it's a long movie, but it didn't feel like 3 hours long. Reading up to like Matt Reeves, like what he like envisioned for this movie is like a typical detective noir type, like true detective type movie, right? And one of the things that I like about like what this has done, right, is that it kind of brings the superhero genre back to like the more grounded phase. Like, you know, if you see like what Marvel, what MCU is doing, it's very ostentatious, right? It's like a lot of like flashy tech that's flying around between like Iron Man for sure, you know, Captain America's shield that defies physics, Spider-Man in his suit, right? The new Captain America, like Falcon Captain America with his wings, it's like very flashy tech. This one's not that like that at all. Like the most flashy tech is like the contacts, which is actually real technology, right? I don't think it's that advanced yet. It's not that advanced, but it's real technology. So yeah, that's kind of what I really enjoyed about this Batman, is something grounded. It kept me like on the edge of my seat, just trying to, because I try to process the movie while it happens, right? So it kept me trying on the edge of my seat, trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna happen next? What's happening next, right? So it's actually really, really cool. It's a great movie. I would say it's not for everyone, right? I feel like if you've gotten used to kind of what the MCU does with their types of movies and whatnot, and people that are trying to mimic that, then you may not appreciate this type of movie, which is a little more grounded, more thought-provoking. I would say it's a mixture of Christopher Nolan's Batman with a little bit better scenes of Zack Snyder's like imagery, a little bit, right? Because Zack Snyder's imagery, like I shit on his movies all the time, but I don't deny how they're beautiful. Like they are, right? Yeah. Some of his screens are just really, really good, right? So I mean, well, a lot of his movies are kind of like the kind of muted colors and whatnot, which gets a little annoying.
Kind of grayish palette.
Yeah, kind of grayish movies. But like Batman v Superman, there are some really good scenes there. The movie was shit, but there's some good scenes.
yeah, for sure.
So it was kind of a mixture of those two. I really enjoyed it. And this I didn't give any spoilers away too. So
Not
I'm gonna
yet.
ask you. I'm gonna ask you. Who's like? Where does the Riddler rank in like all of the
All the villains.
all of the cinematic villains, right? Because you don't see him a lot in this in
Yeah,
this
he's just
thing.
kind of like a presence.
Yeah,
It's almost like the Arkham games. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's there, he has the
yeah,
puzzles for you to solve, but he's not like
yeah.
but he's still a threat though. Yeah.
What's interesting though about that too is that he's so Matt Reeves clearly based off of the Zodiac Killer, like
Oh,
back
for
in
sure.
like
Yeah.
yeah years ago, where he was kind of taunting police with um like cryptographs and whatnot, trying to get them to solve it. And some of the riddles were actually pretty intelligent, right? Um, yeah. So one of them was what is it, Larada? What was it called?
Oh, man. El Rada, El Red, El.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. La Radada Rada Lada is what it is called. Did you go to the website? Right.
I did not go to the website.
So there was an actual. So at the end of the scene, at the end of like the very like movie, still not spoiling it yet. They did flash a website, and if you go to it, and they were updating this website for like months. I didn't go to the website like before the movie
Yeah.
came out, but they actually have another cipher on the website that you can solve, and I already have like the decoding of that, but we can get into that later. But um, final thoughts on this too. Again, great movie. The Riddler kind of felt to me a little bit more like Anarchy, right? You remember in the I think it was the Batman Origins video game, right? Anarchy is like that. He was a guy that
Yeah.
super smart white kid. That
Well, he
like
was. I have this.
I think he had a little bit of anarchy in him. And that's what that reminded me a little bit in that film as well. But lastly, yeah, this gave me a lot of this movie is based off of Batman 2, Year 2. I think they even explicitly said that in like the beginning part of the film. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of Batman Origins in that video game in this movie. I thought, at least, maybe because I think Batman Origins was kind of like a Year 2 thing as well. But yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't really have a
I'm
lot that I
surprised, man. You always
say.
come with this. No,
Oh,
this was a great Batman movie, and I think the thing I like the most about this particular film is that Batman was the focus of the movie. Like there
yeah,
was a lot of Batman in the movie, right?
yeah,
Like I feel like you saw more Batman than you saw Bruce Wayne. So,
yeah. Fair enough. I will.
um,
I do want to make a little joke. It's like I feel like Batman whispers, or most of the movie, you don't actually hear him talk normally. Like
he
for
did.
like
I thought he used more of
90%.
his real voice than I thought he would. You know
Well,
what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, I don't think I. It's like, man, when's the last time I heard his real voice in this movie? Like only a couple times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you say it was a Batman movie. I felt like it's like a more of a Batman Jim Gordon movie, right? And Catwoman, because
It
they all
definitely
tied to
highlighted they definitely
yeah,
I like how they highlighted those relationships, but I mean
yeah,
the focus was on the Batman as a character, like,
yeah,
and I really like that. That's what made it feel fresh to me.
yeah,
um you definitely got the noir vibe from it because of the you can see that whenever he was in the room with the other detectives or whatever, like, he was definitely the smartest person in the room,
yeah. Well, they
right?
showed that at the beginning, right? Where like he walked
Yeah,
outside the room and he was kind of just being able to like really
looking
look around.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I
Um,
definitely like that. Definitely I got some year one vibes from it. Some Arkham Origins, I think, because that's kind of like a year two-ish type
yeah,
game or whatever. Um, the grounded take, I mean, I feel like ever since like Nolan or whatever, everybody's been trying to do like everything, like they've been trying to be, this more grounded thing. I
well, they
mean,
try to make it dark, like, and they totally missed the bell. They missed what Nolan did, right? And I think
yeah,
that's what not to get into this debate again, but I think that's where Zack Snyder like messed up, or initial Warner Brothers, like they misinterpreted what he did, and he just made it just
yeah,
really just like the problem with Snyder's films wasn't that it was just too dark. It was just more grim without any, like, there was still, like, in Nolan's films, there was still some hope there, right? And Zack Snyder, he made it so grim where there's no real character development there. And like the way
but at the same time, like people you have to look at the character, the way the character was, though. He felt like he failed. Like he didn't care anymore in the Snyder films either. Like he's like 40 something. He feels like a failure. He's just out there now, like just doing like whatever. And if I hurt somebody, whatever, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Until he realizes Superman's mom's name is the same as his, and it just changes his look over.
Anyway,
just say.
Oh my god. Anyway, but no, like the grounded take thing, like I feel like it didn't have to be so grounded and try to be so realistic. It's still a man dressing up as a bat, right? Like it's like they try to do that and take out all of the fantastical elements out of it to make it so that some of the other characters in the DC universe like can't be there. And I just don't understand why they try to do that with these Batman films. Like obviously he exists in that universe.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Like, yeah, he could be the grounded character because he's human, but there's still those fantastical elements out of there. I don't think that making it grounded necessitates that like nobody else can, be in that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if that world can expand. I mean, I feel like I really don't want that world to kind of collide with whatever Warner Brothers is doing with Shazam and Flashpoint and all that stuff, right? I really would like them to kind of really build that world out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're trying to build like a real like bat-centric universe because they mentioned Bloodhaven. Yeah. They mentioned there's a lot of different call outs to it. One of my favorite scenes though, because he had the cape and you could tell I like the suit a lot. I didn't think I was gonna like the suit. Was great. I like the suit. And when he jumped off that skyscraper, usually he just like spreads his cape and glides.
Yeah.
This joint, my man like pressed the button and it's the flight suit. I was like, okay, like you know what I mean? That makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a different element. I will say, so what they're doing though is that so Penguin's actually gonna have his own series.
Yep.
On WB, and apparently Jim Gordon's gonna have his own series on WB as well. So they're expanding.
There's a Gotham PD. It's not a Jim Gordon thing. It's a Gotham PD show.
Gotham PD show.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be interesting because now, spoiler alert, that city's in ruins, right? So there's a lot to kind of take in.
Yeah. So I feel like they could do some like No Man's Land.
Yeah.
Type stuff with what happened in the movie, right? With the city being flooded, by the bombs and everything. So I definitely got some No Man's Land vibes. Just so many Easter eggs in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You had Bloodhaven. You had the name Elliot with that reporter that was doing the investigation on the Wayne family. That's a call out to Hush, aka Thomas Elliott.
Yes. And they say Hush a lot in there too.
Yeah.
Right? So they can talk about the Hush that storyline, which I saw the movie on HBO Max. Pretty good movie actually, right?
Yeah, different take on the comic, but definitely I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good movie. It was one of the few movies where the bad guy technically wins. Spoiler alert, right? So Riddler technically wins.
In a way, he still didn't feel like the Riddler still feels like he lost.
Well, he lost because Batman didn't join his side. Batman actually kind of helped them out. They're saying, "Oh, we're both gonna be remembered," right?
Yeah.
And like Batman's still kind of seen as this hopeful figure, like as he's like helping people out of this out of the water. So,
well, I think that was a turning point for him too, right? Because up until that point, he was just like, I am vengeance. I'm just, I'm just out here like beating the crap out of everybody, scaring people. I'm not really a hero, right? And it wasn't until the end where he kind of understood that he needs to be more than just that vigilante out there, like stopping crime. He needs to be out there giving people hope. Right.
I'm gonna make fun of you a little bit here, but I'm gonna actually praise like that. So, for example, I was actually gonna criticize his character growth throughout the movie until that part. That's when you like where that everything clicks for him,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where which is what Zack Snyder tried to do in Batman v Superman.
See, you say you don't want to get into it, and then you
but
bring it.
obviously this made more sense, right?
He fumbled
This,
it. He fumbled it.
What?
He fumbled it. I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
he fumbled it.
Yeah, no, but this actually makes more sense though, where you kind of mix that. It was kind of that moment that kind of it gets thrown back in your face, right? And it kind of makes his epiphany. It's like he realizes, like, yeah, he had an effect on the city, but not the way that he wanted to, right? Because we're talking about. I think the thing about this film is that it's all about partnerships, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Batman there, but you see the partnership with him and Jim Gordon, him and Selena Kyle.
Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman, who she doesn't call herself Catwoman, but she kind of refers herself to that, right?
Just says the cat.
Yeah, she's like dressed as a cat. She says, "I have 9 lives." She never calls herself Catwoman though, or no one ever calls her Catwoman. So you have that partnership, and then there's this imaginary partnership that the Riddler had with Batman, or kind of a way it was, because the Riddler used Batman, right? To kind of help him, like, bring people out to light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring people out to light. He kept saying, to address to the Batman, like bringing Batman's attention to all this stuff, right? Shaking down the right people, right? That again, gonna knock on the Batman v Superman movie. That's how you use Batman. Like that's how it's done, right?
Yeah,
he tried to get Batman v Superman, and he did it. It's just better, right? It's just better. Like, so I think I
can't argue that this is not. I'm not gonna sit here and say this
better,
is not better
right?
than Batman v Superman.
Like
right? It's way better.
It's better, and like I think about it again. It's like it goes back to my assessment. It's like Nolan meets Zack Snyder, right? Where this is what like they're trying to do, right, in his movies. But you just got too lost into the grimness of it. But
how you think Zoe Kravitz did? I thought she killed it. I thought she killed the role.
I thought she was amazing. She was truly amazing. The one thing about Chris Nolan movies is that, at least his Batman movies, is that the fight scenes suck. This one, but you don't go watch these movies for the fight scenes. But these were all pretty good. All the fight scenes were pretty solid. It was good to see kind of Zoe Kravitz that kicked some ass a little bit. One scene that was really, really cool was him walking in the like when he was going to go after Salvador Maroni, I think. He was in that hallway, and as soon as the hallway opened, like the elevator opened, I'm like, hallway scene. It's about to go down.
Yeah.
It's about to.
That was rough, man.
Yeah. Think Darth Vader in Rogue One, right? Or Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian season 2, or is it season 1? Season 2. Season 2, yeah. It's Luke Skywalker season, or Daredevil in any of his, like,
Daredevil,
those hallway scenes, right? So when that happened, I was like, it's about to go down.
So it made me think of when you were talking about the hallway scene, it makes me again think about the suit, right? Because that suit took some damage. We talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
you're tanking machine gun fire. You tank shotgun. There was a shotgun blast. Jesus. That like blew you away, right?
Yeah.
Then,
I'll do want to make a little bit of fun of the fact that no one aimed for the head.
I mean,
nobody. Yeah. But I will say, in that scene, the hallway scene, it was dark, so they weren't shooting. They were just shooting.
Yeah, they're just shooting.
Randomly. So it's not like they're all panicking. So that makes sense.
That shotgun blasted the chest, and then he took the bomb, right, when he was trying to solve that situation at the funeral. He took a bomb to the face.
Yeah,
like freaking hey, man, this guy is like, I mean, this suit is like up the chain.
Well, Alfred kind of took a bomb too, so maybe these bombs aren't that strong. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, he threw it away at least, right?
Yeah, he threw it away.
I mean, And then he took that. So this was something I found interesting too. So after the shotgun blast to the chest, he's laying there. There was a couple things I noticed about this scene. One, he took the adrenaline shot, right? Yes. But it was green, right? So it made people think that maybe that's a venom derivative. So it might have.
That's what I thought too.
A Bane call out, right?
Yeah.
Two, when he was trying to
went berserk too, like Bane would, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when he was up there trying to fight all those gunmen, you see a weakness. Where are the batarangs at? Dude has no way to get somebody, hit somebody from a distance, right? He had to close the distance, and that's why he ended up taking so much damage or whatever, right? So hopefully we'll see him evolve. And I was always wondering what that piece was in the chest, but now you saw what it was. Yeah, he never threw it, but it's just like a knife and like a tool to help him.
He used it twice, right? He used it once to kind of enter in a building. He used it again to cut off the thing that's going to electrocute everyone, right? So yeah. And he took electrocution.
He took an electrocution.
Right? I mean, so yeah, that's a hell of a suit right there. No, I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. Would I watch it again? Probably not. I probably wouldn't go to a theater because it's just so long. It's just an investment, right? To go see.
Oh, we're going to see it.
But I will go see it. Oh, in the theater?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'll wait for HBO Max to come in to watch it so I can kind of pause and kind of ponder and kind of do what I do.
April.
Overanalyze.
I think early April, supposed to be on HBO Max.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. But just a fantastic movie. Like, let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on like the Riddler and like where he stands with all the, let's say all the Batman villains and then all the villains like in all the comic book, like real life actual comic book like adaptations ever? Clearly better than Jim Carrey's The Riddler. Yeah, he's shitting all over Jim Carrey's. That was messed up. Was that Batman Forever? Was that?
Yeah. It was Batman. I say it's a product of the times. I feel like at that point in the Batman movies, like everybody's just looking for names.
Yeah.
And not so much like, really making a good movie, right?
Well, I mean, they didn't.
Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey,
right? Yeah.
Tommy whatever his name is, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman. You have these big names, but the movie itself was, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Was that the George Clooney Batman?
That was Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Val Kilmer was Batman in Batman Forever.
Was he in Batman Forever?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to look this one up. Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah. I've almost forgot about those movies. To be honest.
Nobody goes back to watch them, right?
Yeah.
When I was like, when they first came out, I used to watch them all the time and whatever. I mean, you watch what you have, right? But
yeah,
when I go back and watch it now, I don't know. Waste of time. Only old school Batman movies I go back and watch now is the Michael Keaton movies.
Yeah.
Even then, I kind of skip Batman Returns a little bit. I kind of just like
the first one. Yeah, like Batman.
They ruined Penguin.
The Dark Knight's just trying to be an old school movie now. We're getting up there, man.
Yeah, but that's still more rewatchable than if Batman Returns did a little too much with like the gothic weirdness, right? Because what they did with the Penguin in that movie was just disgusting. I didn't really enjoy watching that guy, right? Like he's eating raw fish, his mouth is black for some reason, and right, like you know what I mean?
I will say this though. So the guy who plays Penguin, God, what is his name?
Colin Farrell. He did good. He did good. He deserves a show. He deserves a show.
He did an amazing job, right? And Colin Farrell isn't known to like be playing these amazing characters, right? He's like this kind of pretty guy that he was in SWAT, right?
Total Recall, which was trash.
Total Recall, yeah, just those type of movies. So just kind of see him in that fat suit it's pretty amazing. I would say one thing in the Batman origin film or the Batman Arkham series, right, is that Penguin is Irish, and just seeing that Irish accent like is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I kind of saw that a little bit because Colin Farrell is Irish, but
yeah,
I mean, I guess you saw it a little bit there too. But he did an amazing job.
He did good. I really liked his character movie, and I like how they had the iceberg lounge in there.
Yep.
Right. That's a
44
big
below,
thing in
which I
there.
thought was a pretty good one, right?
The 40 below. Yeah.
So
and then I like how because it really sets him up for his TV show, because before he's kind of he's like Salvatore's no, Falcone's like right hand man.
Yeah.
And by the time the Riddler basically has Batman draw him out to the open so he can shoot him, then the Penguin has ascended to be like to be able to take the top dog status as the big crime boss in Gotham. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that one.
The one part that I'm gonna have to kind of just sit and rethink about was, so obviously the story plot was around the Wayne Foundation, the Wayne Trust, right? I'm wondering how Carmine Falcone, well, he obviously was able to take advantage of that, right, and kind of rule all the politicians and whatnot. But the bust, was that the bust of Salvador Maroni, right?
You mean the statue?
No, the drug bust, right? That was made, right?
I think that was Maroni. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Salvador Maroni, and that Falcone, because it's not like he ratted himself, right? At least I don't think.
That allowed Falcone to be, kind of take out his rival. That's what he did that for.
I think so. Yeah. But how is he able to rat him out? I'm not sure. I'm still kind of in on that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up and kind of like just really understand that. But outside of that,
I did not like how I was like, again, I read the books a lot. Yeah. So they were like the Waynes and the Arkhams, Martha Arkham. I was like, dude, it's Martha Kane. Why? No. You know what I'm saying? No.
It's the problem when you read the books.
The Canes have enough history to be doing some shady stuff on their own.
Yeah.
Look at Batman Year Zero from New 52, and the Contacts is from New 52 as well. I don't know if you remember that or whatever, but he was using that in the New 52 series.
Oh.
Okay. He had him and all the sidekicks like trying out the new technology or whatever. Okay. But they were like, Wayne, Martha Arkham, and I was like, man, wow.
Yeah.
And, but if it's a story.
Actual, like a name of a family though. Are they a name of a family, or are they just kind of make that up?
It's the name of the doctor who established the facility, Dr. Arkham.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was like, it's Martha Kane.
Yeah.
I literally like rolled my eyes in the theater. I was
like, yeah. One thing I thought though was that this was going to be like, and it kind of is a little bit, not really, the Owls or the Talon.
I think everybody was looking for it, but they did not. Yeah,
I'm kind of happy I was wrong with that. So I thought that was actually a pretty good. I mean, I kind of liked what they did with kind of Bruce Wayne and his dad, right? A lot of these guys talk about the sins of our fathers, right? So obviously, Bruce, like Thomas Wayne not being the perfect guy that you think he is, right? Like taking care of like Salvador Maroni and whatnot. But also,
it's like I think he's still kind of true to, he's still a good guy, but he went to the wrong, because he went to somebody to like threaten this guy, but the guy he went to was like, no, I'm just gonna kill him.
Yeah, because he wanted to kill him so he can have a favor for him, right? But yeah, Alfred explained it perfectly, right? I think in his moment of his weakness, he went to Salvador Maroni, right?
Yeah.
But also Selena Kyle and her father, right? So
yeah.
The little parallels there, right? With like these sins of our fathers, right? There, right? And they're talking about being orphans, right? So like Bruce was an orphan, the Riddler was an orphan, right?
Selena's an orphan now.
Well, I mean, she was an orphan then because her father never took care of her, right?
True.
She was always technically an orphan. I think she went to the orphanage. That's because she said that she was 7 when her mother died. I think she went to the orphanage. I think I have to kind of.
I'd have to look that up. Well, I'll have to rewatch the movie. I'm going to rewatch the movie anyway.
Yeah. One thing, you're going to rewatch it tonight?
No. I gotta work, man. What's wrong with you?
What the fuck?
What's wrong with you?
No.
You're back home at 2 a.m.
One thing that they showed Riddler's like as a kid there, as a choir boy. There, when Thomas Wayne was like making his announcements for like the Wayne Foundation and whatnot. And what I thought that was really interesting because they were singing. So that opera song that you kind of heard at the funeral and like you heard Riddler singing to Batman was Ave Maria, which is something that's seen a lot during it's by what, Chopin, and it's there's a lot, you see this a lot during like funerals, right? So I thought that was actually pretty cool. That it kind of showed that choir boy-ish type thing, and then him kind of singing that there. One of the things that was like always like curious, that's like, well, how did he like get the finances or just have the know-how of like to connect all these dots, right? He was an accountant, a forensic accountant, right? Which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that's still,
follow the money.
Yeah. Follow the money. So it makes sense. Like he probably even embezzle some to kind of, well, this is me, it's a little bit of a reach, to kind of meet his own ends to kind of solve this. You can see that he in his apartment across the Iceberg Lounge, like years doing this for years, right?
Yeah, it was his whole life.
Like just tracking it all down. And once he kind of found us, like, okay, I know what I have to become. He talks about how Batman like inspires him. So yeah, I think, yeah, this is a great movie. If you look at the website, let me actually show the website to you right now. For those who only listen. So if you go to radaalada.com, the actual website, let me actually share my screen.
Oh yeah, let me see.
So can you see?
Still spinning. Still spinning. All right, here it is.
Yeah. So you can see here, and it's showing like, so they go into all this, like it's like someone's hacking your computer almost. It's a website though. This part that's coming up here, this SHH, upstanding citizen, that's like you're logging into a box, right? This says here, like just loading 33. This is just gonna stay here. You have to click on this link here or click here. And it says for your reward, and he goes, "It's not over yet," right? And what this cipher reads is, "You think I'm finished, but perhaps you don't know the full truth. Every ending is a new beginning. Something is coming," right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty interesting. What do you think about the end credit scene? Or not the end? It's not the end credit. It's like the
last scene. Yeah. So I mean,
they're making a friend.
Riddler making a friend. Joker. Oh, it is definitely the Joker. You can see his face. It's the Joker for sure.
I mean, I actually thought it was Harvey Two-Face for a second, but it's pretty clear that it's the Joker. It's the
man said it's not so bad being a clown.
Exactly. It's like, well, sometimes you're a genius, sometimes you're a clown, and I'm like, oh, Joker. So it's pretty obvious. That guy who was in that scene, I forgot his name, but he played Druid in the Eternals.
Yeah, it's like Barry Keoghan or something, or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah,
I feel like, so I was happy to see it, but then I was like, it was too early to. I kind of thought it was too early to bring back the Joker, man.
Well, they did the same thing. They did the same thing with the Batman movie, like the Batman Begins, right? So he did the same thing. Yeah. So he was like, so what about escalation? Like escalation. I actually just watched the Batman movie like a couple of nights ago. I want to say, because what about escalation? Escalation. You start wearing bulletproof vests. They start using armor piercing rounds, and he goes, or what about you wear a mask? And go, what about this guy? Someone from the others do, and he just gives him the card, the Joker, which is I think the best freaking. That's how you do an end credit scene.
Yeah, for sure.
Just give him a little bit.
That's how you do an end credit scene without doing an end credit scene, right? Yeah, like, because that was still part of the movie.
Yeah, just give him a little bit so they can kind of let them ask those questions. And yeah, it's I think his name is Barry Keoghan.
I was close.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan was the guy who played Druid. He also played in the movie Dunkirk, which I thought was a great movie.
I've been meaning to watch that, man.
You should
Still on
check
the
it
list to
out.
watch.
You should check it
Is
out.
it on HBO? It's not on
It should be on
HBO, is it?
HBO Max. It should be there. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So
So who do you think is going to be? Oh, so you were asking, right? Who the where the Riddler ranks amongst the on screen villains, right? What do you think?
yeah. Huh?
I mean, obviously for me, Heath Ledger's Joker is still number one, as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned. But I think he's up there, man. I mean, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, I think are the top two for me, but I could definitely see him being a number three, top three.
Yeah.
I could definitely see him being top three.
No, absolutely.
For sure. I did like Scarecrow though. I think Scarecrow was a good villain too.
In first Batman, yeah, that's not bad.
First two, he showed up in all three.
Oh, technically, yeah, he was in all three. Yeah. Ra's al Ghul, he's up there, but not so much. I think he could have been better. I think you're right. It's kind of so in terms of like the Batman movies, like he's definitely top three for sure. I think, right?
Yeah.
With the two Jokers and then maybe him, right? So maybe the best villain that's not named Joker, which is interesting. I thought Bane wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad. I just think what he was trying to do, like
he was doing it for the love of a woman. He was doing what the love of a woman said. Like,
all this
got a hard on for a woman. That's why he did it.
Lackey. You're a lackey.
Yeah, I mean, he was a lackey for a woman that he loved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so funny. At the end of that movie, like she was like, "Don't kill him." Right? I want him to see his city burns when it like blows up or whatever. And then she leaves. She goes, "You don't have to kill me now. You boned her. I gotta kill you."
So you know what was interesting though. When I saw, somebody's in a phone call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
When I saw the end credit scene for this movie with the Riddler and Joker in the asylum talking, I thought that might be a setup for a fairly recent comic storyline. What's it called? It was like the War of Jokes and Riddles, right? And basically the premise is that like there's a war going on between the Riddler and the Joker. And all of the villains have like picked a side and Batman's kind of like in the middle. And while Batman had planned out a scenario for if something like this was to happen, he's still like kind of caught up trying to figure out a way to save the city while not siding with either of those two guys or whatever. So I was like, it might be interesting if maybe in like by the third movie, the Joker's, broken out of prison, or maybe the flood somehow, released him or whatever, and he has to contend with that like in the third movie.
Okay.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I rank this guy. I mean, and we have recency bias, right? We just saw this. It's gonna be a little bit of recency bias there, but definitely one of the top villains, for sure. And I think a pretty good list for all the Batman villains. I'm talking about of all the movies. The best villains are a villain with a purpose, right? Like an actual purpose. So
like the plot. I like the plot of this one. Like what he was trying to do. You understood why he was doing it.
Yeah.
Who he was going after. It made sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Even Joker like went after freaking the mob, right? But he was just an anarchist. Just anarchy. Yeah. So obviously it was Joker, but then again you have Eric Killmonger, Black Panther, Eric Lenscher, Magneto in X-Men First Class and Days of Futures Past. Another.
I thought you were just talking about villains for the Batman movie.
Well, I was gonna say villains of the Batman. We did that first, and then I was talking about the dramatic ones now, right? So we did.
I forgot to mention honorable mention to Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman too. I'll put her in number 4 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. I think we agreed that like this Riddler might be the best villain not named Riddler.
Not named Joker. Not named Joker.
And not named Joker. And like the in all the the Batman ones. It seems like the greater ones now adding Marvel to it. Like I still think Joker is on top. He'll be up there. Vulture from Spider-Man 1, it's pretty good.
Vulture was good.
So
I did like Magneto from like the First Class movies.
Yeah, First Class and Days of Future Past. Really good.
Yeah. I thought he did a really good job.
And then they just went to shit after those movies. But
you work with the material that you're given, man.
Yeah. No, so again, Killmonger was a good one. What is his name?
Thanos was a good one.
Huh?
Thanos was a good one.
Thanos was really good. Yeah, Thanos
Loki.
Was really good. Loki. Yeah, they're still making shows after him. I forgot.
Honestly, it might be
the Shang-Chi villain. I think his name is Wenwu. I think his name is Wenwu. And Shang-Chi, he was pretty solid. He wasn't great, but I mean, he was up there. He's one of the more memorable ones, I think. Because of his conviction, at least. I think that's the thing. Like a villain with conviction, right, is what makes it like a really, really good, like villain. So I actually thought that was pretty good. So in my opinion,
I'd probably put Loki, man. If we're talking about like all the like villains between DC and Marvel, Loki's got to be
action at least.
He's got to be up there, man. He might push somebody out. He's top 5 for sure.
Say because he's not really a villain anymore, too. At the same time,
I mean, he had a whole arc though. He had like a real character arc.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty solid arc. A lot of these anti-heroes, almost villain type characters are kind of being commonplace now. I mean, I guess still a woman in here, Harley Quinn. It's actually I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like her when I first saw her, like initially, and it was a kind of a really obvious like love affair with like the studio execs who was just in love with Margot Robbie as a character, just wanted to just put her in front of everything.
Yeah. But she was never a villain. Never a villain. Never a villain.
She was, right? I mean, she was in Suicide Squad.
When?
Suicide Squad.
She played a hero. Anti-hero.
Well, anti-hero / villain, right?
In what way? How she the villain?
I don't know. She killed
because she tried to run away. Because she tried to run away with the Joker. That's it.
She killed people. And David Ayer's Suicide Squad, I'm sure she would have been a villain. But
oh my god, they're still pushing. Somehow the Ayers cut is getting traction. They're pushing for the Ayers cut. They just need to let it go. As far as they need to let it go.
I do think they need to let it go. Honestly, I thought they shouldn't have never done the Snyder cut, to be honest with you. Granted, it was a much better movie than the shit that came out.
They needed the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut.
I don't think that they're not doing anything with it. All the storylines are gone, right? You might see a little bit of that with Flashpoint, right? Because you're seeing Ben Affleck's Batman in Flashpoint. But as far as I'm concerned, they're not doing anything with that, right? Jared Leto's Joker is never showing his face again, right? So
he doesn't need to. But I heard they might do something like an animated something or other though. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be just overly. Well, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do anything with it. But yeah, no. Outside of that, man, it was a pretty solid movie. We spoiled the fuck out of it, but you should go watch it.
Knew it was gonna happen. I'm just glad it was good. Like this is the Batman that they should have probably started the DC universe with.
It would have,
right?
Yeah.
But as always, they find a way to make Batman his own little corner of, we'll just keep him over here.
Yeah. Well, you want to see this Batman kind of contend with like the larger cinematic universe with Superman and all that stuff. And I don't know if that works, right? Maybe it would.
He has to. There has to be some evolution.
Yeah.
Right? That's not going to work right now.
I think, I'm not sure if it'll work right now for sure. These guys are fairly young, right? Yeah. I don't know how Robert Pattinson is. I think he's just late.
He's 34.
Oh, you remember the name, his age.
34.
Yeah, but it'll be cool to have like a younger Superman per se, right?
Yeah.
And have these just younger guys kind of build a name. I don't think we necessarily need a Justice League per se, but kind of have those two very different dynamics, right?
Yeah.
That will be pretty cool. But
I mean, I'm definitely interested to see where it's gonna go. I could definitely see them doing I'm sorry, was it the Owls?
Yeah.
To the Court of Owls. I could see them doing the War of Jokes and Riddles. I think that would be dope if they did something like that. I could see them doing Hush.
Yeah.
I could see them doing something based off of Tom King's run with the bat and the cat thing that they had going on. So I mean,
it makes me wonder though, like, so Riddler kind of makes friends with the Joker. Like, he's like, I wonder how are they gonna get out? Obviously gonna get out of jail somehow, some way.
I mean, Arkham's like a revolving door, man. Yeah, only thing I can think of is the flood. Something does something to it.
Yeah.
You know.
It'll be interesting if it'll be nice if they can, because I never got a really good Ra's al Ghul, right? Like Liam Neeson was, right? I don't think it was that good.
He was grounded. He was a grounded take on Ra's al Ghul. I thought he did pretty good though.
I thought it was okay. Me just watching it again, like recently, I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't.
It was better than what they gave us in the Arrow TV series. I haven't seen that one. Actually, I take that back. That Ra's al Ghul actually wasn't that bad. I'll take that back. They just didn't do a lot with him, but he was more faithful to being Ra's al Ghul than Liam Neeson was.
My favorite Ra's al Ghul interpretation actually has to be the Dark Knight. I mean the Arkham City video game, right? Yeah. So I thought that was actually probably the best Ra's al Ghul with him and Talia, right? That boss fight was just amazing.
Actually, I'll probably give it to the animated series, man. The animated series had the best one in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was a pretty good one too. Yeah, very very good one actually. Talia again too. Was great. Yeah, I mean that's all we got for that. I don't know if you have anything else.
No, that's all I have for the Batman.
Yeah, for the Batman.
Vengeance.
Let's go ahead and leave it at that, right? So, because it's a little late and you got work tomorrow and shit.
This guy. It's late. Now we were gonna talk State of the Union, but I think I need to listen to it one more time. I don't really have that much to say. I thought it was okay. You know, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
I watched the highlights of it.
It was like he would be going on and saying some decent stuff, and then he would say something kind of really general, like, and we should beat cancer. Let's go ahead and beat cancer. It's like, we've been trying to beat that for the last couple decades, buddy. Like, I don't think you can just come out and be like, let's beat cancer.
Well, let's go ahead and let you guys go because I got to use the restroom. This is the reason I'm kind of like, let's go. All
right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I saw we had some viewers tonight, so I appreciate y'all sticking with us.
Much appreciated.
And watching the episode. Stay tuned for future episodes. We'll be on Sundays now at 8:30 or 9 o'clock because Sahid is evidently busy during the week. So
I am busy during the week.
No, I am.